Hello, I'm Alex Myers,
I'm Jasmine Peterson.
and welcome to Disney and Dining.
This week we will be discussing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs while snacking on some delicious apple tarts.
I'd say thematically appropriate as well. But first, some background.
So Snow White is a princess. I was told I couldn't call her a chick, so a princess who lives with this evil queen who doesn't like her. The queen tries to kill her. Doesn't quite work out. Snow White runs away and winds up living with seven dwarves.
Right, and at the very end, Snow White finds a prince, as a princess is wont to do, and they live happily ever after, we assume.
So our impressions, first, very classic Disney start, which was in the previous vlog. Check that out. And I like the credits being at the beginning. Not gonna lie, I did enjoy that.
And again, like you said, just at the end, it's over.
Yeah, the movie's over. It's just over. You're not sitting here waiting for a million credits, and it's pretty short credits too. It's very short, nice little teen family. Now you have like
not a hero anymore.
Yeah, now you have like Joe, Bucky, Benny, Betty, and everybody else
And
working.
the assistants to Joe, Bucky, Benny, and Betty.
Exactly.
And their assistants, and wardrobe, and it's just.
Yeah. So my first impression was when it opens up, they have words, and I thought, this is a children's movie. What if they can't read? Ugh.
Although, when did Snow White come out?
It was put together in 1937. So a lot of the ideas in the movie are manifested as a little bit misogynistic in some of their ideals, but 1937, how forward thinking are we? And yeah.
Yeah, Grumpy's first. First of all, no one seems to know what a woman is. Like when they first encounter her, they're like, "What in the what is that?" And Doc's like, "Wait, I'm the smart one in this group. It's a girl. This here is a girl." And immediately Grumpy is like, "This one is a female. It has womanly wiles, or like wicked wiles."
Yeah, wicked wiles. Yeah, wicked wiles. Women,
so
wicked wiles.
You don't know what
I do have wicked wiles.
You're so trifling. You're so silly. So
yeah.
It's like you don't know even like what she is, but you know she's evil.
Yeah, and then okay, so yeah, so the grumpiest thing, like her wicked wiles as a woman, but then she's like, oh, I can cook, I can make all these things, and they're like, she stays, and I'm like, what? Yeah. She said, nope, don't know how to cook a thing.
I'm a princess, so basically like saying like all that hard work made like being forced to be a scullery maid made her sort of valuable as a human being.
Exactly, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think scullery maids cook. I thought they just cleaned. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Well, okay, so first of all, Disney using words like scullery maid in the beginning, even as a child, if you could read scullery, whatever, they decide that she can stay after she says she can cook. And then she goes downstairs, she proceeds to go downstairs, and she's like, oh, I made soup. And they're like, ooh, soup. And then you get down there, and she's like, let me see your hands. And it's like all of a sudden, this child, because I failed to mention it, nobody's supposed to be 14 in this movie. 14. Anyway. They're like, show me your hands. And they're like, oh. Like, how old are we? You guys are old men.
Like, first of all, you're letting yourself be bossed around by a child. Second of all, why are you so dirty? Like, you don't wash when you come home, and then you get around.
But I thought it was cute because it definitely was childlike. He's like, when have you washed? Recently. Yeah, recently.
Perhaps you have washed.
Perhaps we. Yes, perhaps we have.
But when?
When? When? You said when? Why? Last week? Why? Recently. Yeah, recently.
It's sad that Doc is the genius among them. He's like, recently. It's like when your mom's like, have you brushed your teeth? And you're like, yes, I brushed my teeth. Not today. Technically, I'm not lying. I'm
knee slap.
Yeah. mean, then you get around the tub and you seem confused.
Yeah.
Just, oh, it's cold and it's wet. What is it? It's water.
Gosh, it's wet. Oh, it's cold too.
Yes.
But
yes,
then,
well done.
but then, they get around the thing, and he's like, "Stick your hands in, rub up the soap." And during all of this tutorial that he's going through, not once does he touch a bar of soap. Very sneaky. He's, as Alex pointed out, he was the supervisor. He supervised all the other dwarves. So even when they grabbed Grumpy and very violently like threw him in the tub, he didn't participate. He was just put him in the tub, put him in the tub.
Yeah, he was, grab him, get him.
You said they didn't wash when they come home, but you got to think about it. There was a stranger in their house. I'm not gonna be like, oh God, it's a stranger in the house, but look at my hands. Gotta wash my hands. Stranger in the house.
But she did say, "Did you guys wash?" And they were like, "Why would we do that?"
With
I don't.
what?
We're not going anywhere.
Recently.
It's just really strange. It's like they all seem to be children, right?
Old children?
But yeah, like
like the Benjamin Button.
Kind of.
Benjamin Button syndrome.
Like the Benjamin Button.
Mm-hmm.
Much like the Benjamin Button. But it's like they're all super naive about the world, it seems. They're all, just very confused about life in general. But they still have all these skills,
The dwarves, I don't know about their skills. I don't know how smart they were.
can-
They're very confused about the
They're
world
not bright.
because they're mining diamonds and they're like, we dig, and they're like, and then they say we don't know what we dig them for. I said, you hi ho to work, and you mine for diamonds in a very dangerous profession, I might add, and then you don't know what you use them for. I equated them to the Walmart greeter. Like, you're old, you're retired, you just want a job to do.
But you still get an income from that. And it's like, sure, maybe it fills your days, but did they do something before the mining, or I don't know.
I'm not really sure. I did find that throughout the movie, my attention started drifting, and it's not because I'm 27 years old and in love with Disney. I find that it was actually, as Alex stated, quite boring.
Boring.
It was quite boring, but it was Disney's very first full-length animated feature, so you get a little leeway, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, was it not the first full-length animated feature ever?
Ever.
Like ever. So.
Ever. The universe.
So. Yeah.
You get a little leeway, I think.
I think you do, absolutely.
Oh, that point you made.
Okay.
If you watch it, very theatrical, like Broadway, when like a lot of gestures and hand emotions and orchestras.
That's true.
Orchestra, a lot of orchestra.
Emphasis on the music.
A lot of emphasis on the music. I really felt like it made the movie. It made the movie better. Like when they're marching off, do 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 do. I'm like, yeah. It really enhances the marching off that you're shameful, that you have dirty hands, and that you're marching off to go wash your hands.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that was good music.
It definitely invoked emotion.
Yeah, going off just the quote of theatrics, it seems like they were really trying to show that Snow White's character is young, like is a child, and they're just saying to Jasmine here that they even go so far as to make her gestures and just sort of just what she does is very child. Like she wakes up like yeah, a toddler does that because they have no motor control. That's why. She starts running through the woods. She's like,
okay. I was reading that in actuality, what happened was the prince showed up, convinced the dwarves to let him have the coffin because he couldn't live his life without looking at her every day, and his clumsy servants tripped on a tree stump. Yep, and dropped her. That's grim for you. Dropped her, but the poison apple came out of her throat, and she woke up. So actually, she was suffocated.
So basically,
lesson.
Imagine if you died and some creepy rando, like one of those like miladies from Amy Schumer's, yes, took your body home. The plan was to take your body home, prop you up in a corner, and look at you every day.
Creepy.
I just don't know what I'd do. But the thing is, you're not dead. So it's like, are you kind of are you in a coma? Are you watching this guy look at you every day?
Or you hear
I
him
can't deal with
talking and saying kind of weird stuff.
Oh my god, that makes me want to vomit.
Well, we noticed that the queen's plan was not actually to actually kill Snow White herself. Her plan was to have the dwarves bury her alive. Ergo, the dwarves would have killed her.
The dwarves just wouldn't know that she was asleep as opposed to, you know,
Right.
dead.
She was all creepy, like buried alive.
The dwarf will think she's dead. She'll be buried alive.
And you're like, oh my god, buried alive. That sounds terrible. But as a child, you did not realize that she said buried alive. You're like, oh my god, it's an apple and it's poison. No, Snow White, no. And I'm like, no one ever taught her stranger danger. I mean, I guess her dad died. I guess we never really addressed that.
Personally, I mean, I was a pretty stupid kid. Like I saw Willie the Operatic Whale, and I didn't know he died.
Okay, that's another Disney movie that we will address at a later date.
We'll get there, but I'm just illustrating how stupid I was as a kid, so I was not gonna pick up on that buried alive situation.
Yeah, that sounds a little creepy. Last thing I'm gonna bring up is at the very end when Snow White is woken up very creepily by a prince being kissed, and they're walking off because what we noticed, what we read, was that it said the dwarves watched over her in eternal vigil. Eternal. Now, why this is going on, again, more reading for kids who cannot read and don't know what the heck is going on. It's scrolling across the screen, the seasons are changing, which I suspect to be about 6 months because it snowed in spring. That's not eternal vigil. That's like 6 months. 6 months? You know, and then the prince shows up and he carries Snow White off on the horse, and it's like they take like 6 steps. And supposedly, you know, they see his castle. But if you look, his castle is like in the sky. So I'm like, is everybody dead? And the dwarves really did do eternal vigil and they all just died because, as Alex pointed out, she hadn't eaten at all.
No eating. You know, they put a glass case over her, so probably not a whole ton of oxygen in there.
That's a good point.
I mean, I guess we could say that, and don't judge me for this, but I guess, you know, she kind of, the evil queen put Snow White in kind of a stasis. Basically, it's a low energy state. So if basically she's going without, you know, maybe she just doesn't need as much oxygen. Maybe she doesn't need as much.
Whatever. Maybe they all died, and the castle was actually in the sky. So the dwarves actually did do eternal vigil.
I mean, Snow White does, you know, pray for everybody at one point, so, you know, religious theme isn't.
Yeah, she did pray. And Grumpy said something like, women.
That's true.
That was very rude.
But in that prayer, perhaps, she did save everyone, like everyone's souls.
Ooh. That's pretty good.
That's why they all get to go to heaven, so. Yeah, there's a lot of religious delving to be done here.
Yeah, which we will do in the blog, maybe, if I feel like delving. Yeah, but that is our super peppy analysis of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. The next one on the list is Pinocchio.
I have a lot to say about Pinocchio. Pinocchio's a jerk.
It really was. It's not. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Thanks so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Hope to catch you next time on Pinocchio. If you have any comments, please feel free to leave them. We'd love to read them.